Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, so I just got back from the doctor's appointment about 10 minutes ago. I just posted my Peter Watches TV video. Alex changed and he left for dinner to go out with his girlfriends. But it's like an early dinner, so he said he should be home by about 8 o'clock. It is currently, let's see what time it is. It is currently 5:43 p.m. My doctor's appointment was at 4:40, but they got me in a little early. So I'm not sitting outside today because I don't have anything to do with my computer. Both of my videos are up. I actually only filmed 2 videos today. I did my booktube video announcing the books for December and the true crime documentary for December. And then I did a reaction to the JonBenet Ramsey documentary because I watched all 3 parts of it last night. So I'm just sitting here because it's too cold outside. It's very, very cold outside. Actually, let's look up the Indianapolis weather really quick. Okay, Indianapolis weather. It is currently 41 degrees outside. No precipitation. No precipitation. Let's see what the forecast is supposed to be for tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be cold tomorrow too. It says Wednesday 46, supposed to be rain in the evening. I guess we're not having that snowstorm that they said we're gonna have, because Thursday 42, mostly cloudy. It's different on the computer than it is on the app, which is interesting. So I just made a cup of coffee. I just made a cup of the Community Coffee Vanilla Waffle Cone. And I brought the candle in, one of these candles in from the kitchen. This is the Witchy Woman candle. So I thought that I would light that before we get into that. So before I get into what I did last night and what I did today and all that kind of stuff, let's get into my doctor's appointment. Let's just clear that out of the way. I was actually like on the way home, I was like reading the comments from last night, and you guys are, so many people were like, I'm so glad you're going to the doctor. I'm like, you know, like I'm really glad that you're checking and making sure that everything's okay. And I just want to say thank you so much for the love and support. It just really means a lot to me that you guys care. There were a lot of people that were like, well, I think it could be this, and I think it could be that, and I think it could be this. And I actually had asked my doctor a lot of those questions. So he did a very, very thorough exam. Based on what he found, he didn't feel like it was necessary to run any blood tests today. He was like, if we need to do that, he was like, and like if things are still going on in a month, he was like, I'll have you come back in here and run blood tests and stuff like that. So I woke up today and I actually felt pretty normal today. I didn't really have much of a headache. I started getting a headache like right before we left for the appointment. But I didn't really have much of a headache today. I didn't feel shaky that much, but last night I did. Last night while I was watching TV, I felt shaky. I had a headache. So I don't know. I didn't get tons of sleep today. I'm waking up about every hour on the hour when I sleep. So I went in and I told him everything that was going on. I told him about Boo Radley passing and that I had been stressed out about that, and I had been stressed out about a lot of other stuff. And he knows everything about, you know, he works with my neurologist. He knows I have a therapist and all that kind of stuff. He knows I'm sober. And so I talked about how I felt like I had gotten like a cold, and then I felt, he asked me a bunch of questions about that. He did like a full exam on me. Anyway, my reaction to what he said was kind of bizarre, honestly. I just kind of lost it in the office. And, so it was like my blood pressure was completely fine. He doesn't want to put me back on my blood pressure medication. And my blood sugar, all that stuff, he checked out everything. And so he said that what I am experiencing right now is 100% stress and anxiety related. So I don't know, I kind of lost it in the office when he told me that. I think because I expected it, you know. I'm pretty self-aware of what's going on with me. So anyway, he was telling me, he was like, you know, he was like, I know people that get, you know, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, related to stress. And he was like, the trembling that you're feeling, because I was telling him, I was like, I feel like I'm coming out of my skin sometimes. Like, and he said, and I said, it's not caffeine related. because I'm still drinking caffeine, but I'm not drinking as much caffeine as I was before. And I said, but it feels, he said, jittery. Like you've had a lot of caffeine, but you haven't. And I said, yeah. And I said, and sometimes like, I'll like wake up and I'll look at my hand and it looks like it's shaking, but I'm not shaking. And he said, but you feel jittery. And he goes, and it's kind of like in this area right here, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, it's 100% stress related. I go, you could have a headache every day for 2 weeks on stress related. He goes, I've seen people 6 to 8 weeks, longer, 3 months, have headaches every single day, completely stress related. He was like, yeah. He said, I think that you've gone through a lot in the last couple years. He said, I think the accident. He said, and then I think the pancreatitis, losing your other dogs. He said, and then I think with you losing your most recent dog, he said, because I explained the whole situation. He said, I think everything's just kind of, because you're like, you just told me you're grieving the loss of an era. And he said, and I think you recognize it. He said, but I don't think you're taking care of yourself at all. And he said, you look really tired. And I said, I feel really tired. And he said, but I'm not just talking about sleep tired. He said, like, you need to be taking care of yourself. And he was like, you know, if you don't want to, because he knows that I make videos and stuff like that. And he's like, if you don't want to, he's like, if videos help you, he's like, if that's something that makes you feel good, he was like, just when you wake up, make a limited number of videos and then just take the rest of the night off. He was like, you know, a lot of people, when they're going through really hard times, he was like, they do take like a full weekend off and they don't do anything. He was like, when's the last time that you like haven't done anything at all on a weekend? He's like, I'm talking like no laundry, no cleaning the kitchen, no dishes, no making videos, nothing. Like and I was like, I haven't. And he was like, because you haven't stopped at all. He was like, and the reality is he was like, you know, after the accident, he's like, you took some time off, you weren't filming. And he's like, and then you came back and just, it was right back into it. And he was like, and then after the pancreatitis, you took like a month off and then it was like right back into it. He said, you've got to take care of yourself. And so he was recommending, he was like, asking me how the walking was going. And I was like, it was going really good. And then I kind of slowed down. He was like, okay. He said, minimum, I want you walking 3 to 4 times a week. He was like, he was like, I know you want to aim for like 2 hours. He was like, I think if you aim for an hour, 3 to 4 times a week, he's like, I think that's fantastic. He was like, I want you to really focus on every day doing some meditation. So he was like, you know, we had talked about the meditation books and stuff. He's like, I really want you just to sit in silence for 20 minutes to a half an hour and just meditate. And then he was like, I know, he was like, we talked about like getting out of the house and stuff. And I was talking about going with Caroline tomorrow. And he was like, well, I think you need to be around people. He was like, I think it would be good for you to be around people. So anyway, and then he was like, do you care if I like, you know, have like a conference with your therapist and just kind of like tell him some of the things that I found? I was like, no, not at all. He was really glad that I was seeing, I mean, he knows I'm seeing therapists, but that I've continued with it. And, you know, he was like, I just kind of like to tell him some of the things that I found. He's like, he goes, it's not abnormal that you're, you know, 3 weeks out from losing your dog and the dog is, because I kept on saying to him, I was like, so you're telling me that like the headaches and me feeling like I'm shaking. And he goes, it's all stress related. I said, you see this with people? And he goes, I see this with a lot of people. A lot of people. He said, I see this with people with breakups, with changing jobs, with retirement. He goes, with losing a loved one, with losing a pet. I go, you see it with losing pets? He goes, all the time. He goes, this is probably one of the most common things that I see. And so, like we went through everything. I asked him about, the blood pressure. He's like, your blood pressure was completely normal when you came in here. Went through everything. He did like a brief like neuro test on me just to make sure. He was like, no. He was like, this isn't a response to your medication, your neurological medication. He was like, because that would have happened when you first started it. He was like, these aren't consistent symptoms with that, blah, 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 whatever. I went through everything. I mean, people commented on the vlog, and I even had like somebody reach out to me about candles, and he was like, what? And I go, could the headaches be from candles? He was like, no, not at all. And I said, well, I know that some people are like, because a couple people commented on the video, and then I got a DM that people like have had headaches or like are highly, he was like, maybe. He was like, but no, he goes, are you burning candles 24 hours a day in your house? And I said, no. And he goes, but you're having headaches all the time. And I said, yeah. And he goes, no, that's not consistent. He was like, who told you that? And I said, well, a couple people online. He goes, no. He goes, he looked at me like I was crazy. He said, no. He goes, this is a complete reaction to the stress. he did a full did chest x-ray, or not chest x-ray, chest test on me, tested my lungs, everything. He was like, you seem great. He was like, everything seems great. And I said, I just feel worn out. Like, I feel tired. Like, I thought you were going to tell me, like, it was, he's like, you thought it was going to be something really bad. He's like, yeah, he goes, this is anxiety and stress. And so at the end, he was like, you know, I think it's situational. He goes, I don't want to put you on any medication right now. He goes, but if in a month or two, he said things aren't getting better. He's like, there's a lot of like, he goes, I'm not putting you on anything habit forming. He goes, but there's a lot of like low grade anti-anxiety medications that we could start you on, even if we put you on it just for a period of time. He was like, but more importantly, you've got to start taking care of yourself. Today I was going to come back here. I was going to film a review video. I was going to do a drama video and all this kind of stuff. And on the way home, I just thought, no, just don't. Like, you know, just don't. And so he was asking me, like, you know, what do I do to relax? I was talking about the walking and whatever. And so, I mean, I kept on asking him. I was like, you see people that, like, have, like, he goes, yes, the arm thing, he said, and the feeling like you're trembling, he goes, that's very normal. And I said, well, there was even, like, when it started, like, I woke up, and I said, and I felt kind of like, I was like I just felt off balance and whatever. He goes, yeah, people say that it feels like they have vertigo, or what they think vertigo is, it seems like. And I go, that's exactly how I felt. And he goes, it's stress and anxiety related. He goes, you're minimizing the effects of what you've gone through. He goes, and for you, you're not just going through the loss of your last dog. He goes, you're going through the loss of all your dogs, the accident, everything that's happened to you in the last couple years. He goes, not to mention that stress on you every single day. He goes, you're not processing any of that kind of stuff. There was some other stuff that's happened with, like, some friends of mine and stuff like that I don't share online, that I talked to him about and whatever. And he's like, you've gone through, like, some really serious stuff in the last couple years. And he was like, you know, your mind can only take so much before it relaxes. He's like, you've got to slow down. He's like, you've got to slow down, and you've got to start taking care of yourself. He goes, this mentality of just pushing through it, pushing through it. He goes, it's only going to get you so far. He goes, at some point, he goes, you're going to completely just lose it. And I said, you think so? And he goes, I think you're going to be back in here in a month and a half if you don't start taking better care of yourself. And I go, okay, what does that look like? And he goes, I'm telling you that it looks like maybe filming 1 or 2 videos a day, not filming 5 or 7. He said, or if you want to film 5 or 7, maybe not film 5 or 7 5 days in a row. He said, maybe filming 5 or 7 and then the next day filming 2. He said, maybe taking a day where you film a vlog early and then you take a 2-hour walk, because that's something that you really enjoy. And he said, and I'm not telling you to do this for the next 6 months. He said, I'm telling you to do this for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So on the way home, I was kind of like, okay, I'm just going to film my vlog. Because this is relaxing to me to do this vlog, you know, and I wanted to give you guys an update. And then I was like, I'm not going to do the review. I'm not going to do the drama video. And then tomorrow I'm going to go with Caroline. And when I come home, whatever I get filmed, I get filmed. If I pre-film stuff for Thanksgiving, I do. If I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I mean, the one thing that I feel so blessed about is that you guys are so kind and supportive that, and I know even sharing this, there's going to be some people out there that are going to be like, Peter, take the next week off. Like, don't film any vlogs. The vlog is relaxing for me. And I said this yesterday in my videos, and I was trying to explain this to him today. Like, when I'm filming videos, that, like, it distracts me. I'm not thinking about stuff, you know? And so the videos really do help. I don't know that it helps to film 5 or 7 videos a day. I think, and I talked to him about this, and he was like, if you're looking for things to distract you, he was like, then you need to be doing things. He goes like, it's not just about doing everything in the world. Like, how many loads of laundry can you do? How many videos can you film? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, you need to be taking better care of yourself. And I go, you know what? I said, I can preach that all day long to people about self-care. And he goes, but you're horrible when it comes to telling yourself what to do. I said, yeah, I don't know what to do. And he said, okay. He goes, well, that's why I want to talk to your therapist. And he was like, and recommend some things. He goes, but I'm recommending to you, I want you to walk 3 to 4 times a week. We talked about what I was eating. He was like, you're eating fine. He was like, you're eating great right now. He wasn't really even that hard on me about my weight. I was kind of surprised, because I thought he would say something about, I thought it would either be stress or anxiety, or I thought it would be like blood pressure related to my weight and stuff like that. But he really didn't bring up the weight. In fact, I told him, I said, I know that my weight is really stagnant right now and whatever. And he was like, that's the least of my worries. He's like, I'm not worried about that. He goes, I'm more worried about your stress levels and your anxiety. He goes, you have got to take care of yourself. he said, instead of you acting like this is just something that you're going to work through, he was like, you have got to start doing some work to take care of yourself. And I was like, okay. He's like, you're not taking care of yourself at all. I was like, I know that, you know? He asked how Alex was doing. I was like, he's doing pretty good. Like, Alex came and picked me up for the appointment and took me to it. He was going to meet me there and bring me home. But he was like, I can be home by 4 and then take you to the appointment. So Alex came home and took me to the appointment. And then he brought me home, and then he changed and went to dinner. And so he was like, how's, Alex doing with your dog having passed? And I said, he's doing okay. Like, he's sad. I think, like I got in the car. I was sipping my coffee. I got in the car. Like, I checked out. And Alex was waiting in the waiting area, and so he's like, how did it go? And I was like, it was fine. And we like walked out. Or I think it said it went good. And like when I was checking out, it was like on the other side, and he like waved to Alex and stuff. And so we walked out, and I got in the car, and Alex was like, well, what did he say? And I just lost it. I just started crying. And Alex is like, babe, what's wrong? And I said, and I think like it freaked him out because he was like, what did he say? And I said, he said it's like completely stress and anxiety related. And he's like, that I'm not doing very good, like since we lost Boo and stuff. Like, the doctor even said, like, have you thought about getting another dog? And I was like, I'm not ready for that yet, He's like, I know, but you're at home all day long. He was like, I worry about my patients that are at home all day long by themselves. I don't really talk that much about it on here because me being at home all day long, and I love our house. Like, I do. Like, I love our house, right? And I feel grateful that we have a house, and I love talking to my neighbors and the front porch and all that kind of stuff, and our house is cozy. But, like, I don't talk a lot about it because me not driving, which is a choice, but me not driving and being at home all day long is directly related to the accident. And I feel like anything that I say that's directly related to the accident is like, oh, feel sorry for me, when there's people that have gone through much worse than me because of the accident. So I've like, for a long time, I haven't really felt like that. But like, to go from like, part of the reason why I like making videos so much is because it feels like interaction to me, It's really hard, and unless you live it, I don't think you really get it. Like, I've tried to explain it to people, like even some of my closest friends don't really get it. I don't even know that my husband really fully gets it. They're compassionate, kind, helpful, absolutely. Alex, Tanya, my sponsor, everybody, Caroline. But I don't think until you live it, you really get it, what it's like. And people are like, oh, just take an Uber. Like, it's not about that, It's like, if I wanted to leave and go somewhere, sure, I have, resources to do that. It's not about that. It's about that this is what my life looks like, and it's not going to change. Like, this is what my life is going to look like until I'm no longer here anymore. It's not like next month I'm all of a sudden going to be like leaving the house every day, and like people recommend things to me in the video, but also like in personal life, like, why don't you go volunteer here? I thought about it, right? Okay. But even if I did, there's only certain things that I can do because I don't drive. A lot of volunteer places, especially that have to do with like dogs and stuff, are not, you just go sit there, It's like picking stuff up or driving around, or then it's, anyway. It's very, like, it's a split thing for me, right? Because I don't want to go places all the time. I don't love going out. I didn't before I stopped driving. I liked being at home. I'm a homebody. But it's one thing to be a homebody and be able to choose that, and it's another thing to be at home all the time because that's your situation. And then to have people that are not in that situation say to you, well, why don't you take an Uber? Or why don't you go do that? And why don't you go do that? And your response is, and you don't want to be nasty, but you want to say, why don't you live at home for a week? And people are like, oh, I would love it. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. To not be able to go to the gas station and get a fountain pop, you know? To not go see your friend that lives 15 minutes away without having to make arrangements for it, to have to figure out how you're going to get to a doctor's appointment or go to the grocery store, you know? And then people just flippantly say, well, why don't you just take an Uber here and there? Take an Uber where? Up to a restaurant to go eat by myself? I don't want to. It's one thing to be like driving around town and stop in a restaurant and go eat somewhere. It's a completely different thing to get dressed, call an Uber, and go eat at a restaurant knowing that you're going to it's not like you just stopped in there. It's like you deliberately planned this whole thing to just go eat at a restaurant by yourself. I don't want to do that. It's easier for me just to be at home, you know? It's just easier for me to be at home. So, like, I'm struggling a lot with that. Like I said this not too long ago in a vlog. We're coming up on 3 years since the accident, okay? I cannot live in regret, remorse, and shame for the rest of my life. If I could go back and take that day back, if I could, trust me, I would, okay? I have had so many sessions where I've said to my therapist, if I could change places with the man that passed away, like, I shouldn't be here, right? And when I say that in videos, people are like, why do you say that? Because that's how I feel. I don't know what to tell you. That's how I feel. You know? But I can't. So here are my options. To live in remorse, shame, and guilt for the rest of my life, every day. Or at some point, I have to put one foot in the front of the other and be like, okay, this is your life today. This happened. Be grateful for what you have and move through it. But then that feels like a betrayal to the people that lost somebody and to the man that lost his life. Because if I'm trying to live my best life, he doesn't have the option to do that. And this shit goes in my head constantly. Even having talked to the family, when the family said to me, you have got to go live your best life. You have to. Told me that almost a year ago. And so I struggle with it. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what living my best life looks like, you know? 2 weeks ago, I thought it was like, living my best life looked like going on a vacation, you know? And then we decided not to do that. We haven't planned a vacation. Our vacation is still in March, you know? And so it's like, I mean, might we spur of the moment, take a trip somewhere? We might, but we don't have anything planned. I wish we did. I said to Alex last night, I said, because we were planning on leaving like the day or two after Thanksgiving. And I said, well, we would be going to, you know, somewhere this. He goes, well, we still can't. I go, oh no. I go, oh no, it's too late now. We're not planning something 2 days ahead for those costs. We're not. But, you know, I don't even know what, I think like that's where the struggle is I am right now, you know, is I don't even know what living my best life looks like. I don't know what that looks like. I know that I'm grateful that I have a home and that I have a husband and that I have friends. I'm grateful that I get to make YouTube videos every day. I love that. I love making videos, you know? I did a cameo today. I did a bunch of cameos this morning. I did a cameo today for somebody that was like, my mom and I love your review channel. Can you do the review? I mean, the fact that somebody wants me to do my review intro for a cameo, I thought it was cute, you know? I love that. I love coming up with ideas for videos, you know? I'm incredibly grateful for that. I love watching TV shows and reading books. You know, I'm so into that Maximum Ride by James Patterson. It's such a stupid book, but I'm so into it. You know, and I love talking to my friends on the phone and doing whatever. I think sometimes, I don't really know how to say this any other way, and it's going to make me sound ungrateful, but I think sometimes I'm so into my tools of focusing on gratitude that I don't allow myself to look at the shittiness of my life. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I know that there are some people out there that are rolling their eyes. They're like, seriously, you complain all the time. But I don't know that I've really processed, like, how sad I am that I've lost Boo. Or that we have no dogs here anymore at all. Or that I don't hardly ever leave the house. I mean, there's 4 or 5 days go by where I don't ever leave the house, you know? Or that I'm really lonely. Talking on the phone is great, you know? But it doesn't take away the loneliness. I don't know. It's just hard. And then it goes to my head, well, you have all that and you didn't lose your life. Somebody lost their life. I can't live at that baseline for the rest of my life. It's not healthy for me. And you know what? In all honesty, that's between me and God. I mean, I'm the one that has to answer that, right? Like, I cannot continue. I mean, I can't 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. I have so many people that still want to throw that accident up in my face. Like, you want to take my worst day of my entire life and judge me for that I didn't even have a choice over? You know, and it's like, I can't live that way for the rest of my life. I can't continue to live the rest of my life on this baseline of I can't be happy about anything in my life, or I can't complain about anything in my life, or I can't be excited about anything in my life, or I can't feel self-pity about anything, or I can't feel sad about the condition of my life, or I can't be, you know, hopeful or anything because of this one day that I can't go back and change. And if I could, I would change places with him in a heartbeat and would not be here anymore. But I can't. I can't. This is the reality. And I don't talk about this a lot. This is the reality. It's in my head all the time. That's why I'm in therapy. Still to this day, people are like, why are you still in therapy? This is why, you know? And on top of that, like, Alex knows a lot about this, but it's not like this is what we talk about. I don't even talk to a lot of people in my life about this, you know? Because most people in my life, well, with the exception of Alex, you know, and Caroline picks me up and whatever, but I think, like, most people in my life, I think 6 to 9 months after the accident, it's kind of like life moved on, like, but it didn't really for me, you know, and when it did, and I started filming videos again, and that gave me such a sense of normalcy to come back to YouTube. That whole decision about coming back to YouTube, I don't think people really have any idea, like, what a difficult decision. I mean, we're talking multiple therapy sessions. I mean, at that time, I was seeing my therapist like 2 times a week, if not more sometimes. And that was a constant conversation that we were having. Like, he was encouraging me to come back to YouTube, and I was like, I don't feel ready for it yet. And he was like, I think it would be really healthy for you to come back and start filming videos again. And I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to come back to YouTube and flip a fan and talk about something so trivial as Jeffree Star being shady to somebody when I had been in an accident, that was a fatal car accident where somebody had, how do you do that? You know? And I came back to YouTube and it was life-saving for me. You know, it really, really helped me. But the other thing that helped me, I think, was that the return to normalcy with Alex and I's life of, you know, me filming videos, looking forward to him coming home, going out to dinner, doing things with our friends, planning trips. Like, that really helped. But the other thing on top of that was, you know, Tucker had passed away in that April, and so it was me and Boo. And me and Boo, like, Boo had always been my little baby. Always, he had been my little baby. But we really, really bonded. I mean, it was just the two of us for 8 to 10 hours a day at home. Just the two of us, you know? And, and now it's just me. With all these thoughts. Oh, my cousin Caroline's calling me, I don't know why. But now it's just me with all these thoughts. And, and I'm not saying this to be shitty, and I'm sure the people that have judged me for it will continue to judge me for it, and so be it. I'm not going to live outside of my truth. I'm just not, okay? But I cannot, like, every day of my life going forward, continue. I mean, there's not a day that goes by. She texts me. Hold on a second. She's asking me if I can do earlier tomorrow. there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about the accident or the man that passed away or his family or how they're affected by it, or this is a the camera stopped, or that this is a Thanksgiving that they're not going to have with him, or that Christmas is coming up and how hard that must be for them. You know, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about those things. In fact, most things that I think about, that I get excited about, like a trip, planning a trip, I think, well, he'll never get to go on a trip again, or, you know, he and his wife will never get to plan a trip like Alex and I'll plan a trip. I think about that, like in reaction to everything. I can't continue to do that for the rest of my life. I can't. And that may sound callous, and that may sound cold. And I know there's people that want me to just, I don't know what they want me to do, to just never move on from that one day forever. I mean, since I've ever come back, there's people like, can you believe he came back to YouTube? What was I supposed to do? Sit in a box and cry for the next 20 years of my life? I don't know what you want me to do. What did you want me to do? The people that question that. Do you think that I should have died too? I've questioned that myself. Like, this is real talk that I'm having right now, right? So 3 years almost, I've been living with this shit in my head every single day. I can't do it anymore. I can't, you know? And I've lost friends of mine in the process, and through the process, but have passed away since then. And lost dogs. And now it's just me, you know, in a house. During the day, filming videos. And I'm thankful for that I have videos. The best thing that I ever did, thank God to my therapist encouraging me, was come back to YouTube. Because I don't know where I would be right now if I didn't have YouTube. In all honesty, I really don't. I mean, the support and the kindness and the love that you guys gave me, I wish everybody would have that going through hard times. I really do, you know? But in all honesty, I think I have I won't say ever, but very rarely, in a very long time, selfishly taken care of myself. I just don't think I have. And I don't even know what that looks like, you know? Maybe that, for me, looks like filming 10 videos a day. You know, I don't know. Maybe that looks like going and blowing $10,000 at Louis Vuitton. It does not feel like that. It does not feel like that. I've got enough bags. You know, maybe it looks like taking a trip. Maybe it looks like just sitting here and watching TV shows. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it looks like walking more. I think everybody else has an idea. It's interesting to me that everybody else in my life has ideas of what that looks like. And I know they're just pulling shit out of thin air. But I don't know how they know what it looks like when I don't even know what it looks like. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever had people like, you're like, I don't know what my next, I'm just using this as an example, but like, I don't know what my next job should be. And they're like, you know what you should do? You should work at a flower shop. And you're like, I know that's not it. And they're like, no, you should be a newspaper reporter. I'm just making this stuff up. And you're like, that doesn't feel right. You know, it's like all these people are like, no, you know what you would be really good at? You would be really good at. And you're like, no, that doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, they're just trying to be helpful. I know that. I know people are just trying to be helpful. And I appreciate it. It means the world to me. But I wish I could figure it out. You know, I wish I could figure out what that looks like. My doctor said something to me today that kind of really resonated with me. And he said, maybe you had to get to this point to where you're in my office and I'm telling you that your physical symptoms are a result of stress and anxiety for you to realize that you've moved through the pain, you've done the work, you have got to allow yourself to live a life because now it's affecting your physical health. And I was like, I think he's right. You know, like, I hold on to it all. But who's it doing any good for? Okay, well, a lot has happened. I know it's just been 1 second for you, but a lot has happened. It's literally been like a half an hour. Okay. So the first thing that happened was I was like tapping on my computer, lost, and I don't know what self-care looks for me. And then the tripod fell And so then when I was like fixing the tripod, I was like, well, why don't I just replace the battery? So I went in the kitchen to go replace the battery. I replaced the battery. But then as I was putting the tripod back up, my neighbor called, and my neighbor was calling about they are having leaking in their basement under their sink where we share a wall, okay? Is this my neighbor again texting me? Hold on a second. So he was calling me, and he was like trying to explain to me what it was. He's like, but it's not just normal leaking. He was like, there's like grass coming through, and he's like, and then it's like rust colored, and I'm like, okay. He's like explaining all this stuff to me. I don't understand any of this, okay? And he was like, but since it's where we share a wall, then I'm wondering if it's like coming up from the foundation, or if it's, and he keeps on saying, like, I called the plumber's on his way out here. And I'm like, okay. So he was like, I just want to let you know. So I go and I get the flashlight. This is my flashlight that I bought for the paranormal investigation. You can have both things on at the same time. I love this so much. And you can also hang it. So I went and I got this flashlight, and then I went down the basement while I had him on the phone. Well, I first looked in the bathroom up here, because that's like backs up to their kitchen. And so does this. No leaking. Went downstairs, no leaking. Went in the basement. I don't see anything leaking down there. And he's like, well, maybe it's our hot water heater. And I'm like, okay, our hot water heater's in the middle of our basement. It's not like over there. So then I would go look at our sump pump. It's not there. Nothing against the wall. I mean, the cement wall is completely dry. So nothing is leaking down there. So then I'm like, well, let me go and look in the garage, because part of our garage backs up to their kitchen. And so I go and look at the garage. I'm like moving, we have pictures up and frames and stuff like that. I'm looking up to there, nothing in the garage at all. And I'm looking through all that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, we don't have any leaking. I don't know what. He goes, well, you would have to, because we're sharing a wall. I'm like, I go, do you want to come over here and look? I said, you can. I go, and if the plumber wants to come in here when he gets here, he goes, you don't have any leaking? I go, I'm not seeing any water whatsoever. I said, that doesn't mean that it's not happening, but I don't see that it's here. And he goes, okay. And so he kept on going on and telling me about it. And I'm like, where should, because he was talking about it being in the foundation. And I was like, well, where should I be looking for that? And so anyway, I was like, do you want to come over here? He's like, no, I have to wait for the plumber. And he was like, but do you care if we come over there if the plumber wants to look at it? And I said, no, not at all. I told you that the plumber could come over here. So he and I were talking. He was trying to explain it to me. I could tell he was like way stressed out about it. So anyway, so then I've been texting Caroline about, she wanted to change time, then she didn't want to change time. Okay, but while I was down in the basement, I have to tell you what I found, okay? Up against the wall, I found this. I've gone through that whole basement and cleaned it all out. I don't know how this missed it, but let me just show you what this is. This is from the Grand Hotel at the Mackinac Island, and look, you can see I wrote my name on it. So we would have gone there when I was like 4. I would have gone there with my parents, and it says the Grand Hotel in the back of it, okay? So our room was 358. And you can see it's like this little pamphlet, and it has all these things on here like historic points of interest, dining, cocktails, and entertainment, and it has like the dining hours on it, afternoon tea. A pleasant break during each day is complimentary afternoon tea service with freshly baked cakes and biscuits in the main lobby. And then it has on here, hold on a second, indoor activities that you can participate in, bridge, concerts, game room, movies, and shopping. Full-length movies are regularly scheduled without charge to registered guests. I wonder if we did that. Outdoor activities, carriage tours, cycling, golf, rolling chairs, saddle horses, sauna, shuffleboard, softball, swimming, tennis. I think I just figured out, maybe this is a sign from God that this is how I'm supposed to take care of myself. Do you think? Don't you think it's so weird that I found that? You know what maybe it means? Maybe it means I do need to go on this trip. Maybe we just need to, tonight, like when Alex gets home, we just need to schedule a trip and just plan it. I've kind of felt like that. I think that's what we need to do. I think we just need to pick a destination and just plan a trip and schedule it. Do you think that's what this means? Because as I'm sitting here, I am a believer in signs from God and things like that. I do believe in that, okay? But as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, like, I don't really know what self-care looks like, okay? And then the tripod falls. Then my neighbor calls with more stress about the fact that our foundation is probably crumbling to the bits because of water damage. I don't know, but that's what I'm worried about now. And so then I go down in the basement and I find this. When I've gone through that entire basement, this would have had to have fallen out of like some boxes I was moving a box. It was like literally like up against the wall. I was like, where did this come from? I've never seen this before, ever. I mean, I guess I did when I wrote my name on it, but I don't remember it. Do you think that's kind of a sign from God? Like, oh, look, it has this picture on the back of it of a sailboat. Do you see? Oh, I love that so much. What does it say on the back here? What is this? Directions to conference and banquet rooms. Grand Hotel wishes you a most pleasant and rewarding stay. Maybe I should read more about this, because maybe this is telling me how I should do self-care. For your own convenience, please carry... I don't want to go to Mackinac Island in November. It's cold. I don't want to do that. For your convenience, please carry this booklet with you at all times. That's probably why I put my name on it, because I'm a rule follower. Its cover is your guest identification card, which entitles you to your special privileges as a Grand Hotel guest. Please present the card to the dining room hostess each time you enter, and I can just see myself as a little kid. I'm here for tea. Please present the card to the dining room hostess each time you enter in exchange for a breakfast, lunch, and dinner ticket. Also, please use your card for free admittance to our swimming pool. We did go to the swimming pool, I remember. It was like outside and it was freezing cold. And to our movies. I feel like they had movies out on the outside as well. As well as for no cover admission to the terrace room. When you check our prior to departure, please give this card to the cashier. I didn't. I kept it. I do that. That's one thing I collect is room keys to hotels. Just a little information for you. Services and information, apparel shop, babysitters, baggage, banquets and private parties, barbershop, checkout time, church directory, ferries. You'll find schedule, because you have to take a ferry to Mackinac Island. Did you know that? And there's no cars on Mackinac Island, or there didn't used to be. Flowers, gift shop, guest attire. Informal resort wear is acceptable throughout the day. Formal attire in the evenings is optional, but is more in vogue on Saturdays. I kind of love that it says that. And then it has on here what you can wear. Swimmers, please avoid the main lobby by taking the elevator to the ground level. Guests in lobby level rooms are required to use the west door when in swimming attire. Lockers and towels are available for those who wish to change by the pool. I mean, this would have been literally like 1976. Hairdresser, it says. Do we even say hairdresser anymore? We say hairstylist, don't we? My head's starting to hurt again. You know what I should track is when I get stressed about stuff. So my neighbor calling me about that, I wonder if that's stressing me out. If when I get stressed about stuff is when my headaches happen. I should check about that, shouldn't I? Well, I'll get right on that. I'll get right on that, Rose. Television. There is a color TV set in the lower lobby. What? There is a color TV set in the lower lobby for the use of our guests. Black and white sets for guest rooms are available at a nominal rental charge. What? Oh my God. Tipping, none. No tipping is expected or permitted anywhere at Grand Hotel to any employee. Oh wow. The hotel makes a standard additional charge of 15% to your daily room and meals rate. On this basis, compensation paid to all employees has been adjusted. Oh, that's interesting. Superintendent of services, messages, photographer, physician. Why did I just remember that we did one of those old-timey photographs when we were on... I have those pictures down there somewhere. I wonder what it costs. Let's look up the Grand Hotel now. Caroline goes to Mackinac Island like every summer, but she gets like an Airbnb. Here it is, 286 Grand Avenue, Mackinac Island, Michigan. Did you ever see that movie Somewhere in Time? I feel like I'm on the lost symbol and I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go for my hotel, for my next vacation. Well, I guess Alex would probably have something to do with that, wouldn't he? The last time, he was like, I was thinking more about that vacation. I think we should do it. And then I was the one that was kind of like, no, I think you're right. We probably shouldn't. Dancing 2025 Grand Romance Package. I do remember going there. Oh, 2025 History Weekend. You're invited to journey through time at Grand Hotel's 16th Annual History Weekend. I'm going to look at the rooms, see what the rooms are like. Accommodations. Guest rooms. What's a balcony room? Let's see what a balcony room costs. King. Does it not have the prices? Oh my lord. Green, isn't it? Very floral and green. Okay, let's do... They're double beds, not king beds. Don't you think that's interesting? Let's do a lake view balcony double. Let's do that. 2 queen beds. Let's see what it costs. When should we book it for? Are they even open right now? Oh, are they closed? For November? Are they closed right now? I mean, if they're not closed, they are booked. They have to be closed. They are literally booked all the way through all next summer. What are you kidding me? I mean, I am like May of 2026 and there is not one room available. Are you kidding me? That can't be. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Is it really? Caroline always says that there's like a huge waiting list for it and stuff like that. Let's do vacation. I bet there has to be vacation roulette. Pick a vacation spot. Is there? Earth roulette, random holiday generator. The fun way to pick your next destination, or next vacation. Destination roulette. I'm so excited. Should we do this? Okay, spin the wheel. There's no wheel. Spin the wheel. No, I don't want sunglasses. How do I get rid of this ad? Close. Okay, spinning the wheel. Stop the wheel to reveal the destination. Okay, how do you stop it? Stop it. It won't stop. Where is it? My next destination. Berlin. No offense, but I don't want to go to Berlin. I was thinking maybe somewhere a little warmer. Do you think somewhere maybe a little warmer? Let's do another one. Okay. Not that same website, though. That website was stupid. Okay, Earth Roulette. Random holiday generator. Okay, let's do this one. Want to travel but don't know where to go? Yes. But I kind of do know where I want to go. Somewhere beachy. Spin it. Oh, should we put filters in? You can put filters in. Let's put in North America beaches. Apply and spin. Okay, I'm so excited. Spin it. Puerto Rico. Oh, we've actually thought about going to Puerto Rico quite a bit. Let's spin it again. This is fun. Experience Warner. What is this? Warner Robins Air Force Base in Georgia. That wasn't really the. No offense, but that wasn't really the beach trip I was thinking about. Australia. Is Australia in the? Is Australia in the North America? I don't think in the North America. Celestat, France. All these places in France they keep on recommending. Okay, let's go vacation roulette. Let's see if there's another one. That was kind of fun, though. Alex and I have actually talked quite a bit about going to Puerto Rico. That might not be a bad idea. Where to travel? We'll decide. It's called air. Okay. Random vacation generator. Okay, I'm ready. Generate a vacation. Generate. Can't go to Mexico! Oh my god, I was just thinking we should go tomorrow. Generate another vacation. The Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Too many sharks. Okay. Machu Picchu, Peru. Oh, my mother-in-law loved it there. Okay. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Would live. Okay. Santorini, Greece. One of my good friends is there right now. Machu Picchu, Peru. Oh, maybe that is a sign that we should go there. Iceland. No, I've always wanted to go there, but I think it's way too cold right now. Bali. We won't tell Alex that because it's like his dream destination. He would be like, let's go tomorrow. Okay. Marrakesh, Morocco. My mother-in-law just went there while she was on vacation. Okay. Why won't it do more? New York City, United States. I kind of would like to go to New York City during Christmas time. I think that would be kind of pretty, but I'm looking more for a beach vacation. Okay. Antelope Canyon, USA. Where is that? Never even heard of it. Never heard of it. Okay. Dubai, Queenstown, New Zealand, Japan, Venice, Kruger National Park, South Africa, Istanbul, Cliffs of Moher, Ireland, Barcelona, Spain, Bangkok, Grand Canyon National Park, USA, Amsterdam. It's just like pulling up the most random places. Is that not so funny that I pulled up Cancun first, though? I'm ready, let's go! I don't know what self-care looks like. I know I'm getting a headache, though. And now I'm stressed about... leaking and whatever. It's coming from their kitchen, which is like right over there. I went right into the basement where it would have been. It's literally dry cement. You know what? I haven't told you guys at all what I did last night or whatever. So we're going to back burner self-care. I'll figure it out. I do feel better that I went to the doctor. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Last night, I told Alex, I said, like, I'm kind of a little nervous about going to the doctor. There was a part of me. Yes, anxiety and stress is a big deal. But there was a part of me that was really worried that it was going to be some massive like medical. I just didn't know. I was kind of scared of the unknowing. So I'm grateful that it is something that is manageable, you know, and that I already have a therapist and all that kind of stuff, and then he's going to consult with my therapist. It just makes me feel safer. It makes me feel better about it. And that he also said that he starts seeing, you know, symptoms of this when it's situational, like from a, you know, a breakup or, you know, a passing or a loss or something like that. He sees it go away and like, you know, like around, you know, a month to 6 weeks or something like that is what he said. So I do feel better about that. I just think I need to kind of brainstorm and figure out what... Do you know what I want? I want to be in a pool. I want to go for a swim in a pool. I want to sleep in a hotel. That's what I want to do. I've been thinking like maybe going for the night to the casino. But in all honesty, like to spend the money and all that kind of stuff, and I have fun when I do it kind of sometimes, but I miss like going with Valerie. I miss having somebody to go with. I'd rather just sit here and watch TV shows than go to the casino by myself. You know what I mean? It's not that fun to go by myself. I'd rather, you know, go with somebody. So, I don't know. Even if it was just for a couple days. And I like the traveling too, because like I'll watch shows the whole time we're flying or whatever. Like I enjoy all that. Maybe we do just need to schedule a trip. Like Alex said, I said to him the other night, or last night, he goes, well, we could still go. And I said, no, it's a little too late now for this week. But it doesn't mean that we couldn't plan something for the next couple of weeks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I kind of would like, there's a part of me that feels like I'd love for him to like come home and we'd be like, okay, we're leaving tomorrow to go on a trip. And there's another part of me that feels like I would love to like have some time to kind of plan for it, you know? Although I don't really need any time to plan for it, but to kind of get excited about it or whatever. My ex and I back in the day, we would have like a long work week, and I can remember like I would call and like book a hotel, and I'd be like, okay, we're like going on a road trip and this is where we're going. He'd come home and I'd have like this whole like itinerary like printed out and stuff like that. And Alex and I did some of that when we first started dating. We don't really do that anymore. And with having dogs, it was hard to do that, you know? So maybe that is what we need to do. I keep on thinking not Vegas because you can't go to the pool and stuff there, but like maybe who cares? You know, maybe we just sleep in and we don't have like a pool, so we just like walk around and whatever, you know? Maybe we do go to Vegas. Maybe we just go. We had such a good time the last time that we were in Vegas. It was so much fun, you know? And the pool, and going to the pool was just like part of it. I mean, of course I had my stuff stolen, but just going to the pool was just part of it. I don't know. That could be a fun 2 or 3 day trip. I don't know, maybe I just need to start looking at some stuff. I'll talk to him when he gets home tonight. So last night, what did I watch last night? Where's my weekly TV list? Last night. Did my neighbor call me again? Last night, weekly TV, or JonBenet. I did my JonBenet video today. So weekly TV. Oh, I watched Dragula last night. What did we watch earlier? Oh, Alex was watching all these Watch What Happens Live from, it wasn't BravoCon, but like the FanCon, Bravo FanCon or whatever, that they had in Miami. And so we were watching the Watch What Happens Live that they had live there. So we watched those, and then I laid down for a little bit, and then when I got up, I watched Dragula at midnight, and then after that, I watched an episode of Mindhunter last night too, before I laid down and took a nap. And then I watched Dragula, I read a little bit of my book, and then before that, and then I watched Dragula when it came on at midnight, and then I watched the 3-part documentary series about JonBenet Ramsey. I'm not going to give I won't tell you guys anything about it. I did a whole video over it on my Peter Watches TV channel today. Somebody asked me on my vlog, they said, did you hear that Vanderpump Rules, like the whole cast got canceled? So if you guys don't know this and you watch Vanderpump Rules, they came out, I think it was today, they came out and said that Vanderpump Rules season 12 will be an entirely new cast. So the old cast, like there's not going to be any closure to it. It's just, they're done. I think more will come out about it. I think Ariana said she wasn't going to come back. I think that if Ariana wasn't going to come back, I think Katie Maloney wasn't going to come back, Katie Schwartz. And so I think then it left like Lala and Sheena, like what do we do? They haven't really been talking a lot about James at all, so I don't know what's going on with James right now except for his DJ residencies and things like that. Supposedly, Tom and Tom are going to... So what they're going to do is it's going to be all new cast of Vanderpump Rules. Supposedly Tom, a lot of it's going to be at Tom. So and they're also closing down Schwartz and Sandy's. Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval are closing down. They just announced that like yesterday or the day before. So it's like all these huge changes are happening with the whole Vanderpump crew. I think Lala and Sheena and Sheena's husband will be on The Valley. The Valley had one season. Some of the cast need to go, and I think Lala and Sheena coming over there will make a perfect fit for The Valley, and I think The Valley will last as long as Vanderpump Rules has. I didn't like it when it first started, but I really like it now. And I wouldn't necessarily rule out like Katie moving over there at some point or something like that. I think I even said that they should do this a while ago when I was just like speculating. I was like, they need to come up with a whole new cast for Vanderpump Rules, and they need to what they should have done is stopped and been like Vanderpump Rules, the next part of our lives or whatever. But so apparently they're trying to revamp it like they did Real Housewives of New York. I think it's interesting that they didn't really come out, and I don't know, it's just a mess. But anyway, people asked me what I thought. I don't know that, honestly, I could have sat through another season of it being the Tom and Ariana show, and I'm not saying that rightfully so for her, it shouldn't be that. I'm not sure I'm that invested in all of that, I'm not invested in those people anymore for me to watch an entire season of it just being built around that, which the last season was. I'm not upset about it. I'm more excited about it being an all-new cast, which they're speculating that they haven't even cast people yet. I'm more excited about it being an all-new cast and seeing what happens with those people over a period of time. I am a little upset that I binge-watched all 10 seasons so I could watch the 11th season, which was the final season, but oh well. But yeah, I'm like okay with it. I mean, it's not like I have any options, right? So last night I watched the 3 parts of the JonBenet Ramsey documentary, and then after that, I went to bed. And then I got up today, and somebody's at our front door. Let me go check my front door really quick. It might be my neighbor with the plumber. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. It was not. It was my Amazon package, which I don't even know what this is. Oh, I think it's wax melts. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about the wax melts. Let's open this really quick. Yes, this is gonna be my wax melts. Which I could just do an Amazon haul tomorrow, but I'll probably show these in there as well. But these are gonna be, I think these are the last of the wax melts that I have purchased. Somebody told me to buy the ones that are called daddy waxes. I went through it. They just look like real basic waxes. The names are cute. So these are the happy waxes, and these are the new ones that I bought. Evergreen trees, pine forest, and white birch. And then I got this, and I think these are Christmas ones. Hold on a second. And then I have something to show you, show and tell. Well, I'll show that. Maybe that's what I'll do for my Peter Does Stuff video tomorrow. Oh, did I buy the same ones? Oh no, these are Pine Forest. I guess I have two of those. Pine Forest, Bonfire, and Bourbon and Wood. I love these happy waxes so much. So guess what I did last night? You guys will be very, very proud of me. I got rid of all my candle waxes last night. Threw them all away. I had one little bin in there that I was keeping them in. So all of my candle waxes are in. You know what? I actually took a picture of it and sent it to Nikki last night so I can show it to you guys. Hold on a second. Where is the picture? Where is the picture? Okay. Is this the picture? Oh, it is the picture. Here. There's all my candle waxes right there. That's all the candle waxes in the whole world. The only ones I kept were these Woodwick wax melts, because they still have a little bit of scent to them. But look, are you so impressed? I cleaned out the entire, that's underneath the thing. So see, I have this one little, like, it's like this blue box, and I have all the candle waxes, and that's all I have. Got rid of all of them last night. All of them, cleaned them out. But tonight, it's Tuesday, and I am going to watch Mindhunter tonight. I want to finish that. Oh, did I just break my glasses? Please tell me I didn't. I caught them between the legs. I'm going to watch tonight. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is on, but Alex and I will probably watch that. We watch a lot of the Housewives together. I don't really have any shows tonight, so probably just Mindhunter. And if something else comes out, I will watch that as well. So that's what we got going on tonight, and then I'm gonna read and listen to my audiobook a little bit. So really excited about that. And that's about it. I think that's what's going on today. So I do think I'm gonna get off here now though. This has been kind of all over the place. I wanted to give you guys an update about what's going on with me and the doctor. See, making videos and vlogging and stuff always makes me feel so much better. I feel so much better. When I got in the car for the doctor's office, like I said, you know, I just felt kind of like, I don't know, I mean, it was better than, you know, hearing some horrible results or something like that, but at the same time, I think it was like this realization that, like, shit's real, and I've kind of been, like, acting like it's not, if that makes sense. But, like filming videos and talking to you guys, like, really, really helps me, so thank you. I feel literally 100% better than I did before I started filming this. So it does help. So that is a little bit of self-care, I guess. I know people are like, you should just take days off and not film, but like, even filming minimally really seems to help me. It gets me out of myself a little bit, and I feel like I'm talking to somebody out there, you know, and I don't know, it helps me. Filming helps me. So, I enjoy it. It's a little bit selfish, but yeah. I saw the Alexa notification thing go off. It's a little bit selfish, but I like doing it, and it really helps me, you know? So thank you for listening, because if you weren't listening, I wouldn't be filming right now, and yeah, it helped. I feel better now than when I started this. So, but other than that, I'm just gonna get this vlog up tonight. I'm not gonna film any other videos, and then tomorrow, Caroline's coming earlier. Well, she's not sure. She keeps on going back and forth. So I probably won't be home too late tomorrow, but I'm just going to kind of play it by ear. If I come home and I feel like I want to film one video or just a vlog, or if I want to film five, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I know I've been saying that that I'm taking it day by day, but it hasn't really felt like that. To a lot of people are probably watching this being like, isn't this already what you were doing, taking it day by day? But it hasn't really felt like that. I'm always like, just one more load of laundry, just one more video you can make it, just one more of this, instead of just being like, okay, enough. Just turn everything off for the night, you know? So anyway, I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. And thank you so much for just being here for me. It means a lot. And I love you guys so much. I hope that you're having a magically amazing Tuesday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. Thanks for listening to me and hanging out. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.